Welcome to Cork, guys.
Thank you very much.
Roland, just ahead of the match tomorrow night, just looking back at your previous win in Wales, you got a bit of a scare, but you came through that one. Do you expect it to be a bit tougher against Cork tomorrow?
Yes, I expect it a very tougher tomorrow because we saw the last two games of your team, and I think it's a very well team. They are very physical, and so we have to expect them very strong physically, and they also like to play football. And I think we have to defend much more better than we did in Cardiff. So I expect a very tough game tomorrow.
Yeah, you've just come in as a new manager. Your first two games were the European matches.
Mm.
So what have you learned about the team in those two competitive matches?
Yeah, that we are able to play our football, the football that we train all the week through, and that we also need to create more chances because we have a lot of ball possession, but we didn't create that much chances in both the two games against Cardiff. So this is one of.
Sorry about that.
No problem. So we need to create more chances and defend much better because Cardiff had in those two games 3 or 4 chances and they scored 2 goals, and that's not what we want. We have to defend better.
Yeah, just what's most important for you tomorrow night, being away from home? What's key for you tomorrow night in the away leg first?
I think that it's very important to believe in ourselves, not only to defend, to play offensive as well, to create our chances, and perhaps to score a goal away from home. So this would be, I think, a very good result for us if we score a goal for the game at home.
I know you're only just concentrating on Cork City tomorrow night and the return leg, but there's a big incentive for both teams. But Rangers on the next round, a club that Progress have beaten already.
Yeah, but we don't think about that game. Maybe we just concentrate really on Cork because this is going to be a tough game, and so I know that the people in the club are all waiting for that game again, or for these 2 matches. But I think it's the best that we concentrate on Cork.
Do you anticipate many changes in your team? Will it be a similar team that knocked out the Cardiff side?
We have 3 players that come back from injuries, so I have much more opportunities, but I'll have to wait till tomorrow to see what is the best for the team.
Mm. And just because you haven't started your season as yet, bar the 2 competitive matches, do you think that's a bit of an advantage for Cork? How do you see that?
I think it is a very big advantage because we work since 3.5 weeks, and Cork is in the middle of the season, and so I think that's a big advantage for them. And they also play at home, so 2 big advantages.
Yeah, you have played an Irish side before, but it was a good few years back. That wasn't a good performance, I suppose. Losing the Shamrock Rovers back in 2015, I think 3-0.
Yeah.
So obviously you know that the League of Ireland is quite strong.
I haven't been there, so I can't tell anything about that game. But I think that the Irish League is strong, and that teams from Ireland are favourites in this game, in the games against teams from Luxembourg.
Mm. What kind of crowd do you hope to have for the home leg, attendance-wise? Do you anticipate a big attendance for the return leg? I know that the attendance has been quite small. I think your gate against the Welsh team was 1984, the year Cork City were founded, 1984, I think. Might be a little coincidence or something.
I think we will have full house.
You're about 2,000 average at home gates?
I'm new, so I don't know how many people will come there, but I hope we make a good result tomorrow. So I hope that the stadium will be full.
Have you seen the pitch yet? You're just going to see the pitch there now, yeah?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice to play.
Do you have any injury concerns on your own side? I know you said you have a couple of players back from injury.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you're missing tomorrow night?
The only player that will miss for sure is Manu François. he is not able to play yet, but all the other players are ready for the game.
What kind of a challenge are you expecting from Cork City, style of play and stuff like that?
I think that they will attack us, that they will play some pressing against us, and hope to have some to create chances out of these pressing situations. And I also think that they're very strong with corner kicks, and I think that they also play a system with these three central defenders, which is new for us to play against this team, against a team with three central defenders. So we have to find solutions against this, and I think this is one of the important keys for us to find solutions to play against three central defenders.
Are there any players you see as kind of danger men on the Cork City side? Anyone stood out?
I only saw these last two games, so it's difficult to say, but I think those three offensive players in the last game against Bohemians did a good job, always moving, always creating space for each other, and so I think they will be those players which we have an eye on.
Just one last one. Is the minimum objective tomorrow night to get an away goal, or what's your approach going into the game?
I always go into the game not to lose, of course. We always want to win, and hopefully tomorrow as well, but we have two games, so we have to play or let me say the other way, we have to know that we can lose if we score a goal. 2-1 is also a good result, but we don't go into the game to lose, so we want to take something out of the game.
Could I just ask Ben? Ben, you know, the club have got a good run in Europe in the last few years. I think you've been in Europe for 4 of the last 5 years, is that right? So you've got a good bit of experience in recent years in Europe.
Yeah, for me personally, it started with the game against the Rangers. This was my first games for the club. But yes, as you said, good performances on the international stage, and trying to continue, of course.
Yeah, you've I think 4 wins and 2 draws in that time against good opposition. So that will give you a bit of confidence, no doubt, especially the win against Rangers.
Yes, of course. It's always kind of special games, and you have 30 others who go with another perspective into these games. So of course, trying to continue this positive range.
Is it a concern, maybe for progress, that you conceded 2 goals against the Welsh side, Met University, away from home? You conceded 2 goals. You fell 2 behind. Is that a concern?
Not really. I think we saw our goals, we saw the videos, and we know exactly what we did wrong. Like the coach said, we want to defend much better, because they had 4 chances. Well, 1 goal was a penalty, but avoidable, of course. And also for the rest, they didn't have much chances. So just trying to defend better, and this will be the main part.
Yeah. For yourself, how different a challenge do you think tomorrow night will be away from home against Cork City compared to away from home against Cardiff side?
Well, it's not, for me, it's not possible to compare with this. I prefer compare with the game against Shamrock Rovers before 4 years, but against Shamrock Rovers it's a new competition for us, because since 33 years old we don't play Europa League for the club, and it's the first experience against Shamrock Rovers. Today we have another team, another organization, another structuration. I don't want to compare the two clubs, because it's not possible to compare this. It's not a critic against Cardiff, but 11 players defend, only defense. Only 2 weeks for our team to prepare with this game. It's a preliminary one. It's very difficult to prepare, and in this time you have 5 weeks preparation, 2 games against Cardiff. We have 4 players, 3 or 4 players tomorrow more offensive player. It's different, but Cork it's better than Cardiff. It's no comparison, but I think for you guys it's better to play against Cork, a real football game, and not against Cardiff. For all of the team, it's difficult to play against 11 players, only defense and free kick and long ball. It's difficult. And the first game, it's 35 degrees to play football and to have to create more possibility to score a goal. Very difficult for all of team, not only for Progrès-Niederkorn. And so we win the game and we are qualified, and we want to qualify too against Cork City. But we have a big respect for this team. Last year, this team finished in the second position of Ireland Championship. It's not nothing. It's a very good result, and we prefer this position of outsider.
You're probably aware though that Cork City are down the table this year, down to 7th compared to previous years. So
Yes, 1 year is not the next year, and so on in football. It's all of the time a new competition. All of the game, it's a new game. We don't compare one game with another game. And okay, Cork, it's a more difficult season for Cork this year. I hope finish better than the 7th place, but it's the same for Progress. We finished last year in the 2nd place, the biggest performance of the club since for 40 years, I think. And this year it's difficult. We finish in the 4th place. If Dudelange don't win the cup, we don't play Europa League and so on. It's not the statue of our club in Luxembourg, but it's a while. We play 3rd one in Europa League last year. Not only win against Rangers, we win against Kabbalah, wins against Anved, and after this we lose 5 seconds last at the end of the game, 2-2 against Ufa, 1st division in Russia. It's not nothing for a Luxembourg team, and this part of Europa League it's difficult because we lose the 2 first game in championship against one team relegate and another team finish in the 10th place. I think it's difficult to make all of the competition in the same level, with the mental of the player, with the physical of the player, and so on. And I think maybe it's the same for Cork this year, and a little chance, a little details, and you lose the game, you don't make a draw or a win, and 7th place, not 2nd place. But big respect because we remember the quality of Shamrock Rovers, and I think tomorrow it's a big game for our team.
Roland, just because of the players coming back, you have some players coming back from injury. Will that change your tactics, like your formation?
I don't have to tell you. I can't tell this.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Is your preferred formation 4-1-4-1?
No,
Did I read that somewhere?
it is not. But it was the best system for this team for the 2 games against Cardiff. That was my thought, and now we have 3-4 more opportunities in the offense. So maybe we change the system also because of our team, but as well as because of the team of Cork. So I'm a fan to change the system if needed, and if it's needed, you will see them tomorrow.
Who do you think are the favourites going into it? Are Cork City favourites or are Progress favourites?
I think that Cork is favourite because, as we said earlier, they are in the middle of the tournament. We just worked 3-4 weeks together. We have lots of new players that came in the beginning of the season. I'm new in the club, so that is an advantage for Cork, and also they play at home. So they have to create chances, they have to score to have a good result for the away game in Luxembourg. So I think Cork is the favourite tomorrow.
What do you think, Ben? Are you the same view that Cork City might be slightly favourites going into the match?
Yeah, I have the same opinion. Simply because also because of the fact that they are professional and we are mostly not. But they are fully in competition. The championship has started early, so they have a lot more routines, a lot more playing routine.
Is that match fitness a big factor, do you think, going into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, surely. We just played 2 games, but with 2 preparation games. So most of us haven't played or have played 2 times 90 minutes. Of course, there's all factors that play to Cork.
Demain les températures ne sont pas très élevées. Est-ce que pour les joueurs c'est une grande différence? J'explique. I talked to Ben about the weather in Ireland because it's not the same in Luxembourg. It's better in Luxembourg, so which difference will they play?
Yeah, I will say it in English. Of course, last weeks it was very hot in Luxembourg. This was maybe an advantage for us when Cardiff came to us. Now it's different, but I think it is 20 degrees or 18. Perfect football weather, so to say. So no negatives for us, no problem for none of us. I think good conditions.
Well, tomorrow they will have a lot of people in the stadium. Do you prepare all the team for this? For big noise, big fan, big ultra?
I don't think that I have to prepare them because every player wants to play in front of a big crowd, and that is why we play EuroLeague qualifications, because we want a big crowd. We want
They don't choose to play in front of.
They're not used to, but I think they enjoy to play in front of a big crowd. So I hope that tomorrow will be a lot of people here in the stadium, because I think this is going to be as well something that will give us a little bit of spirit on the pitch.
And Thomas, tomorrow they will have, I think, 5 or more fans from Niederkorn.
And us. In Niederkorn we organize a public viewing with a big screen, and we have 200 or 300 people in this moment. So we have fans not in the stadium but outside the stadium. And in the second game we expect 2,000 people in the stadium. It's good for Athens for us. And for the question to Roland, I permit to make another answer. A lot of players play against Rangers. 50,000 people play in national team in Luxembourg or other national team. It's not a problem. If it's a problem to play against with this public, it's a motivation for me and for all players. When you are a lot of fans, it's not all fans, but for me, when I play, it's the same, and I think for all players, it's the same.
Well, do you have an idea with which team they will play tomorrow against us?
I don't have an idea. I just can assume that it's maybe the same team, or almost the same team, like against Bohemians. So we have to prepare our team for the system and for the players that played the last 2 games or the last game, and we have to react. And if it's something new, so yeah, we have to prepare ourselves for that, what we saw, and maybe for something that we don't know yet.
I think it's a lot because they asked all questions that you can ask.
Thank you very much.
Just get a photograph there, sir. With wine tape with that? Yeah.